Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. We're able to do this because we did the NIGHTBIRD video a good few hours ago now. I don't like to do unseens and NIGHTBIRDs like really close together. I kind of feel like they get in each other's way. But we did the NIGHTBIRD video earlier. I knew that that was just going to be a bit of a initial reaction type video, and I knew that we would mop up anything that wasn't in this video. So as a result, we do actually have quite a bit for us to get our teeth into. Should make this a very interesting video, and we've got lots of other non-NIGHTBIRD things afterwards as well. But we've got so much to go through. Let's get straight into it. And I want to give a massive shout out to Bill Robinson, right? Bill actually dropped this 21 hours ago, tagged me in this, and I was pretty excited, to be honest, when I saw this. So this has come from, I believe, Rob Fee's partner, and it's just an image, right? But look at this image here. So Bill said, isn't that the floor and bookcase that was in the therapist's video? So this is really interesting because, yes, that does look like the bookcase. And you might remember that in the mirror, which would be kind of here, right? This is where the mirror would be, the side that we can't see. The chair would have been in the corner about there, right? But you might remember in the mirror, we sort of saw this stuff here. You could see in the mirror like these shelves and these bits here. So this is the room. Like, we are seeing the therapist's room. Now, it's not going to come as a great surprise to find out that this appears to be in Rob Fee's house. Once again, we appear to be in Rob Fee's house. But how amazing that we can actually see the rest of the therapist office. Like, that's insane, isn't it? That's insane. So, I've had a little look. This is the only image that you can find of it. There's no other images. So I think what I might do is put this, like, retweet this out so that you can, like, look at this at your leisure. But, yeah, I saw this. I was so excited when I saw it because Bill's right. That looks exactly like the bookcase. And what excited me more is this stuff here. Because as we said, when you look in that mirror and you see the reflection in the mirror, you can see this stuff in the mirror. So there we go. The therapist office has been revealed to be inside Rob Fee's house. And then Rob Fee tweeted this out, or put this on Instagram. So he's got the whole world in his hands. Shout out to you. Here we can see a rabbit watching a TV and just horrific, horrible things. I think that's from Saw, is it not? So, I don't know, are we getting, like, Firefly Fun House vibes from this? I don't even know if it's still up on Rob Fee's Instagram anymore. Seems like Rob Fee's having a lot of fun with this. Seems like he's really enjoying himself. So, yeah, I thought that was a very interesting post. Not sure I can decode it. I mean, it's giving me Funhouse vibes, but not really anything more than that. This was the QR codes that dropped today. At the time of recording this, I believe it has now dropped in America as well. So that was the QR codes. A few interesting things as well in the background. I think I do have the video of it. So actually, if we try and find that, look at all this that we need to talk about. There's absolutely loads. So let's play this. So Jason said, wait a minute, the screen says under 3 days, but on the QR code it says just over 3 days. I actually don't know about that, why that's different. Here, look, you refused salvation, and the countdown says 2 days, 59 hours, is that? 59, I mean, 59 hours. I mean, that is strange, because there's not 59 hours in a day. So 2 days... 59 hours, 50, I mean, it is strange. I do agree. At the moment this dropped, like, what is it they're communicating? I mean, is this correct? Have they put this up at the correct time for the countdown? I mean, I'm under the impression it's going to count down to the start of Raw on Monday, right? I don't think it's counting down to the absolute second that we see them. I've always been under the impression it just counts down to the beginning of Raw. So if this time is different, although saying that, maybe, I just thought, maybe it was different when we saw it in the UK, but perhaps it actually works in America. Perhaps, like, they didn't think about the whole UK thing. And if you actually checked it in America, then it married up, but it just didn't make sense in the UK. I wonder if it's that. It's still weird, the 2 days, 59-hour thing. So the reckoning is inevitable, right? So we got that. And then we've got the countdown. And then you refused salvation. And I think as we keep skinning, we've got the Pluto thing. We've got the birds up there as well. There is the two symbols combined. And there's the QR codes, right? So that's what we ended up getting. That's how the QR code dropped. Yeah, that just dawned on me. I bet it didn't work for the UK, but I bet it worked for America. Now, in the background, obviously, I'm guessing by this point you've seen the pictures and you've seen how to find the pictures. If you haven't, then that's what the other video is for. So we did a NIGHTBIRD video that kind of breaks the QR code down and gives our first kind of reactions. But now we can dig a bit deeper now that the QR code has been up for a few hours. There is a book that is slightly hidden, obscured by one of the pictures. And this apparently is the book. It's called Misdiagnosed, How Bias Distorts Our Perception of Mental Health, which is very interesting. A book about mental health and being misdiagnosed. So that was a book that was underneath one of the images. And I would say this was one of the big talking points from the QR code. People were trying to really figure out what the word was, and then it turned out to be this book. So, Mr. Rage Bomb, shout out to you. So Jordan said, I was looking at the drawings from the QR code. So here's the drawings. And I realized that they may represent the Funhouse puppets. So could Gacy, so this one was Gacy, could Gacy be Huskus, the pig? Is Eric Rowan going to be Ramblin' Rabbit? Is Nikki going to be Abby the Witch? And is Dexter going to be Mercy the Buzzards? I think almost certainly yes. I thought this looked like a wolf personally, but having a look at this in context of it being the puppets, I think, yeah, all of a sudden you go, yeah, that definitely fits, doesn't it? I mean, this is the one that I struggled with, to be honest. And I think where I went wrong with this image is that really looked like an eye to me, with like the dot in the middle, the pupil. So that to me, it looked like it was the other way round. That looked like an eye, and that looked like a covered eye, and then that looked like the mouth, because that looks bigger than these eyes, or that eye looks weird and big compared to this. But looking at it now with what people are saying, I'm guessing these are the eyes, and then that's the snout. So, I mean, the snout, I feel like you could have drawn these a lot better. I feel like a snout, doesn't it have like two nostrils, not just one in the middle? And then these eyes are a bit strange, aren't they? I'm guessing the whole thing was kind of done in a bit of a trance, maybe, you know? Perhaps Uncle Howdy's just like a really awful drawer. Because even that down there, like, I looked at it and I was like, I think that looks like an owl. But you're absolutely right. When you kind of compare it and go, yeah, I mean, that is going to connect with that. That's going to connect with that. That's going to connect with that. And you can see it now. There's the snout. There's the eyes. So, yeah, this was, I would say, a very popular theory that did the rounds earlier. So that connecting with the puppets, kind of implying that each of these members of this group are going to be these puppets in some way. Shadow said, Joe Gacy mask, it looks a bit like the Firefly or the buzzard symbol. And I do agree in the sense of the eyes being very different, being very strange, because like they're all kind of crossed out, and I don't really know why. As I said, it kind of threw me off before, but I can understand, like, you know, saying that it looks like a Firefly. I think because of the others and the way it fits, I'm definitely with the whole puppet thing. So I think rather than it being a fly, and certainly that looking like the snout now, I'm definitely on board with that being Huskus, or, you know, reflective of Huskus. So, Shadow, shout out to you. Wrestler Fan for Life said, could this be a connection? So here we've got the Abby puppet that came out when Bray came out. These belts have always been of interest to people. Now, I'm under the impression that these belts actually belong to a fan. Someone told me that I don't know if they were at the show, I think they were, but a fan apparently had the belts, right? And they put them down like there, because they didn't want to keep holding them. They put them down, and then that's when like this character came out. So I'm not under the impression that that is actually connected with those. I think a lot of people have always thought that that was meant to be part of the presentation, but that's not what I was told. I was told that a fan was holding these throughout the show. Now, they could have been holding them, and then they put them down ready for this moment, but I don't know, to be honest. We never really went anywhere with these. This never really led us anywhere. And I've always kind of looked at these as not being connected. I've always looked at those as being like just a fan's belts, and this being what we should be focused on. But this is interesting, you know, the arrow pointing over, Wrestler Fan for Life going, could it be that the arrow connects to this and we're actually showing what we're interested in? I don't think it's that personally, but I thought this was an excellent theory. Richard said, Joe Gacy one, I think you may have seen it wrong. I've labelled it looks animal-like with 2 pointy ears, both eyes coloured in. Maybe the red is fire or bloods. Yeah, I agree. The way I looked at it was that was an eye, that was the nose, that was the other eye, that was the mouth, because the way it was like shaped. It even kind of opens up here as well for the mouth bit. And I did take that as an ear, right? But that would be where roughly the ear would be, and this would be the hair, and that would be the neck like area. So to me, it was like a face on the side. But when you actually look at it this way, the snout is definitely what, and you know, you go, yeah, okay, I see it now. So yeah, I agree. I'm definitely on board with that being Huskus. Lucas said, just a thought. You mentioned that the E photo looked like the wolf, but Eric had a sheep's mask. My thought was, what about a wolf in sheep's clothing? Could that be he's going to be more vicious? I really like that. I really like that. I mean, that to me definitely, I looked at it, I think the eyebrows and everything, like, just, I think the pointy teeth as well, it didn't make me think rabbit. It made me think wolf. But as you said, if that's Rowan and he was a sheep, you know, could we do something with a wolf in sheep's clothing? We've done, obviously, in the old QR codes, the wolf being in, like, grandma's clothing from the fairy tale. So it's an interesting thought to kind of chew over. But again, I'm going to go back to what I said. I'm on board with this. I think the general consensus is that this is, you know, what we're connecting with, and I'm on board with that. Right, but what have we got next? Wrestling Rianne said, this was a great find by Wrestle Word TV. Check him out. There's definitely a reflection in the image. I'll try and play with the lighting to see if anything else is visible. So Word of Wrestling said, I've tried to clean up the White Rabbit photo with a veiled bride believed to be Nikki. Is she wearing her new mask? I don't personally see the veiled bride. What I see is potentially this being a top hat here. You can sort of see the brim. That would mean that the face is about here. And this really looks like a collar to me on a jacket. So I actually see Uncle Howdy personally. I see the face here. The brim of the hat being here. You can see the reflection just on the edge. The hat going up there. And then that to me screams collar of a jacket. And so for me, this would be Howdy. I'm not too focused on the red stuff, whatever this is in the background. I feel like that might just be something on a shelf or a book or something in the background. I don't actually look at that and think that's anything. It's this here that I'm interested in. This here makes me think Uncle Howdy as he's kind of looking down at this picture. So interesting how Word of Wrestling sees Nikki Cross. I personally see Uncle Howdy, but I agree. I feel like there's definitely something in that reflection. Right, this just got a few likes as people kind of asked this question quite a bit. So these are the images: U for Uncle Howdy, E for Eric Rowan, D for Dexter Lumis, N for Nikki Cross, J for Joe Gacy, and then 5. And people have just asked, like, why the 5? And for me, I personally think that it's 5 arriving on Monday. Those are the 5. Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy. Those are the 5. Don't forget, I think it was UEDNJ5 that was part of that URL. And then that 1A was separate. So the 1A, and we think that's Alexa providing the extra 1, the 6th person. We know that she's coming further down the road. So I don't think there's much crypticness to kind of work out there, but it's interesting. There's been a few different thoughts for this 5. Few different thoughts. And we'll get to some of those. So 5 expected on Monday. So Wrestling X Gen, shout out to you. Noxtalgia said, has anyone looked at the gap in seconds to see if it makes anything? I thought that was excellent, right? Because if you look at when the pictures were uploaded, this was 12:30, this was 12:33, right? So looking at that there's 3 seconds difference. There's 4 seconds difference there. Then there's 2. Then there's 5, then there's 5. So 3, 4, 2, 5, 5. It doesn't make a year, right? Or not that I'm aware of. 3, 4, 2. No, it doesn't make a year. 5, 5. Someone could have been born in 1955, but it ain't going to work with 3, 4, 2, 5, 5. So I don't think it's a date. I did look at zip codes. It pointed to some over, I think, in Turkey, which just sort of felt like a dead end there. And so, yeah, I couldn't find anything with that, but I thought that was excellent. Looking at that and going, okay, what's the gap? Is that, because that would be such an interesting way to communicate a number. That'd be such a different way to communicate a number. So I thought that was great. But sadly, it didn't lead to anything, or not that I could find. And I thought this was brilliant as well. I absolutely love this. I might even steal this and put it in the thumbnail because I think this is absolutely brilliant. So here's the bear saying, I'm getting this sort of vibe from the pictures. So, like, here you can see, like, this gas mask. Really interesting mask. I mean, I love this because I personally do not want these members of this group to arrive looking exactly like the puppets. I think the puppets should be an inspiration, but I think I don't want to see them exactly dressed and looking exactly like them, like what we had before, right? I think if we was to go down a darker path like this, if we was to present Ramblin' Rabbit that way, and Huskus like this, and Mercy like that, do you know what I mean? Like, this to me is really cool. I really like this. So if this is what we're getting on Monday, oh my God, sign me up. So the bear, brilliant, love it. Thought you killed it. Thought this was an amazing post. So Wrestling Next Gen said the recycle bin. Now the reason why I included this is that is where you find the images, of course. But I really like that because this is kind of what we're doing with these members as well. They're being recycled. You know, they are people that were pushed to the side, thrown to the side, discarded, if you will, and underappreciated, undervalued. And we're now going to turn them into valued members, right? We're recycling them into, obviously, big deals. I mean, this group is a big deal. So the fact Dexter wasn't even getting on TV, now he's in this group. The fact Joe Gacy was down in NXT and he felt a bit directionless, well, now he's in this group. The fact Eric Rowan was not even in WWE and now he's back and he's in this group. Same with Bo Dallas, who came back as Uncle Howdy, of course. So recycling definitely feels like a very apt way to kind of explain what we're doing. We're recycling, we're repackaging, we're re-promoting these wrestlers. So I think even just the message of that kind of says something to me. Yeah, this was really interesting. Remember earlier I said I couldn't see anything in the source code of the new QR codes, and that's true, I couldn't. But it turns out they may have changed something in the source code of one of the kind of older QR codes. So here, Duffman says, although we've solved the password on the Kintsugi website, so that's the journal website, it is worth mentioning that in the source code, it now says you stopped saying thank you. You stopped saying thank you. So there we go. It seems like, I mean, is it true that they're getting a bit, I wonder if they purposefully have not done anything this week just to see what the reaction would be. I sort of feel like that's a little bit aimed at the fans, to be honest. I feel like that's aimed at us because we were like thanking Rob Fee and we were like loving Nightbirds. And then it's just gone a bit, I don't know, quieter. It's not as active as it was, and the QR codes have not been as deep as what they were. And rather than just being grateful for what we've been getting, perhaps, you know, there has been a bit of complaining and a little bit of like, oh, I really wanted something else this week. And maybe Rob's not getting the thank yous that he was getting before. You stopped saying thank you. Who's that aimed at? Is it us? It might be. It could be. So that was in the source code of the Kintsugi source codes, which, as we said, is one of the older ones. It's the journal. So very good. These are the images for those that didn't see. Obviously, we looked at them earlier. This is 5. I believe this was the one that was called 5. And it just said, look, 17th of June, 2024, you will behold what we have become. So, I mean, it very much feels like they're on the way. The word help was written across that one as well. To be honest, I didn't mention it earlier because in my mind, we had seen that before. I don't know where. I don't know in what QR codes. But now I'm like doubting it. I didn't mention it for that reason. It really felt like something that we had seen already, to be honest. So it just felt like the picture had been added to it, but I get the impression people are thinking we haven't seen the word help before. So I don't know what we can get from it, but worth just mentioning, you know. Right, and that was the 5. Yeah, this was weird. So Wrestling Rian said, what a find by Bretley88. How you found this is unreal. There is a geotag in the Nikki image. It leads you to Napal, Lamki Chua. Genuinely don't know what it means, but I'll look into it. So I don't know anything about location pings, location tags, geotags. This is all new to me. I really don't know, but apparently it's led to Napal. We do get a little bit more clarity on this, right? A little bit more clarity. Here's God of Thunder. He says, in my Photos app, it shows me where photos were taken. All of the photos from the QR code today were taken in Seti, Nepal. Don't know if it's got anything to do with anything, but I thought it was neat. No, I think that is neat, to be honest. And what's really interesting is that Bretley, 88, has got these coordinates, apparently, right? And you can see that God of Thunder has got those coordinates. They're very similar, right? They're very similar, but they're not identical. So, and both of them are different, but they both point to Nepal. So, what the hell is going on in Nepal that we need to be aware of? What's happening there? Like, why is this picture pointing to Napal, and why are all of these images pointing to Napal as well? So I don't have an answer to that. That is something which, you know, I've not seen many people talking about, to be honest. So a very interesting discovery there. We looked at that from Jason. Jason, hope you are well. Why is the video that was presented with the QR code a day early? So this has, I think this was like 2:59, but here it says 3:05. I'm leaning towards it being a discrepancy because of when it airs in America. I'm guessing that they've planned it so that it would work in America. And I'm guessing just because here in the UK, I mean, that would be about right, wouldn't it, really? If you think we're about 5 hours out from Eastern time. So if that is 2:59:59 and this is 3:05:03, it's pretty much in line with being about 5 hours out, which would be the difference between the UK and Eastern time. So I think that's the reason for that. Oh, and then we'll end on this. Look, Uncle Guy. So look at this. I think this is really interesting. I think it's really interesting. So here, this is the poster, right? This is the poster for Drew versus Damian Priest. And I'm really not someone that I think sees that many faces in things, right? And I look at this and I don't see a face. But I do sort of see, like, the forehead here going round. And I can sort of see that this is the top part of what could be a head, right? And I can see a bit of, like, facial hair and, like, a chin area here and a neck here and a chin here, right? I'm really not someone that sees faces. But I can look at that and go, yeah, that does remind me of Bray, to be honest. And I know people will be like, what? But here you can see, I think this is it with a Bray picture kind of added, right? And there, that's the image. That's the image of Bray. So, you know, again, like, is that the mouth here? Is this the eyes here? Is this the forehead here? The neck, the chin, the shoulders? I feel like it's really good. Feel like it's really good. I mean, to be clear, that's what you see on the poster, right? That's what you see on the poster. I think this is it, maybe with the Bray picture kind of faintly added so that you can see the rough outline. And then that's the Bray picture, again, with it just turned up a bit more. You can still see the trees, whatever, in the background. But, and there's the image in full. So that's the journey of going from the image to the poster. It could be nothing. It really could be nothing, but I thought it was so good that I just wanted to include it. I thought that's clever. Even if that's not anything, I still think it's really clever. So there we go. That was NIGHTBIRD. That was all the stuff that I saw that was updated. There wasn't anything else that was hidden. No hidden videos that I'm aware of. No new journal entries that I was aware of. There did turn out to be some in the source code, but it was actually on a different, on the Kintsugi one, which is an older one. It wasn't tonight's, but that appeared to have been updated. And I really like the puppet theory. I think that's excellent. I think that's really, really good. So we know when they're arriving. They're arriving on Monday. We feel like they're gonna have influence of the puppets or be influenced by the puppets in their presentation. As I said, I mean, I really might take this and use it for the thumbnails because I think that's excellent. I just think that's excellent. So, yeah, I think there's a lot to kind of get your teeth into and a lot to get excited about for Monday. So if you only wanted to join us for the NIGHTBIRD stuff, you can run away now. But we are going to look at lots of other things, lots of non-NIGHTBIRD things. So let's go at the bottom. We'll have a look at community. Here, oh, look at this. There's Wrestle with Andy. Wrestle with Andy did take my face and like go over to the show. And here's a brief moment where it was actually shown on screen. If I go over to my messages and go down to Andy here, look at this image. Look at this. If we go full screen on this, there is Andy with my head and Trinidad flag guy. He met him. I don't know if it was before Smackdown or before the kickoff show, but there he is in Scotland, meeting up with Trinidad flag guy, and he's got his wrestling his wrestling days heads. That's the second time he's done this, and he lost the last one in Philadelphia. So he's under strict orders to not lose my head this time. But there he is meeting Trinidad flag guy. How amazing is that? So I thought that was absolutely brilliant. So Andy, I hope you had a fantastic time, my friends. So much fun. So cool. So there it was, briefly making its way in a bit of a blur in the background during the Cody segment. So Andy, hope you're well. And here's Watson. Look, Watson said I had an awesome night. I don't know how it came across on TV. It came across well, but it was loud and also not bad seats. I met Drew and Sheamus after the show. Drew didn't seem pleased with that Scotland score. I bet not. There's we've got the, I don't know if it's gonna, will it go big? Yeah, it should go big. So this is where Watson was. I'm gonna take the sound off. Look at that. Look at that, right by the entrance. Right by the entrance. So, amazing. Like, this was during Cody's entrance. You'll see Cody actually walk out in a second. There he is, look. So, this was during the actual show, during Smackdown. Really, really cool. Brilliant. Yeah, I don't know how easy it was to see the ring from there and be able to see the action, but it doesn't matter when you've got like a view like that of the entranceway. So impressive. So cool. You can see everyone coming out, going back again, and I bet there were some awesome moments there. So there we go. We've got this one with Sheamus, and we got that one with Drew as well. Excellent. So good. So Watson, I'm really pleased you had a good time, my friends. Really pleased you had a good time. And crowd came across really well on TV. Really well. That's prompted me to go to the Clash folder. So Michael said, this morning I watched Unseen and it was excellent. Austin is done and meet and greets. So Scotland meets Theory. So here we've got meet and greet in Scotland with Austin Theory. There's Smyths. There's Austin Theory at Smyths. There's all the people waiting to meet Austin Theory. Look at that, man. You get to hold the actual championship. Like, that's pretty cool. That you get to actually hold the actual belts. So, there we go. There's, and there he's found his figure pack as well. Him with John Cena. So, very fun. So, there he is. Sheamus is apparently in Scotland. He said at least there's something decent to buy in Scotland. So Guinness Nitro Surge. So look at all these packs of Guinness. I mean, no half measures with Sheamus. He is going go big or go home. So there he is with all of his Guinness Nitro Surge. So, but interesting that Sheamus is in Scotland. So a few people wondering if Sheamus might help Drew get that championship at Clash at the Castle. This was big. This has been shared so many times. So Tifo said, per Body Slam Net, CM Punk was spotted at the hotel following his flight where all the WWE talent are staying. He was seen in the gym at 6:20, getting reps in on Thursday ahead of Clash at the Castle. So yeah, Punker is in Scotland and this pick is legit. So there we go. Apparently CM Punk is in Scotland, right? I don't know that the picture's legit. I'm being told it's legit, but apparently in Scotland. There's Henners. Henners was actually in the crowd for that kickoff show, which is awesome. I did say I wonder if there's community members that are in that crowd, and it turns out there were a few actually. So Henners, shout out to you. And We Are The Woah Movement said Smackdown was great. I got some video I'll post, but I'll start with the Clash kickoff, which was fantastic. Let's Go Scotland. So we got a couple of clips here. So We Are The Woah Movement was in the crowd as well. Here we've got a picture of the merch stall, which is very interesting. They got a van, of course, you would expect that. And then this is where it was, in the SEC Centre. So we know that Smackdown and Clash is at the Hydro, but it looks like this kickoff event was at the SEC Centre, which I'm guessing is just, you know, right next door or something. So there we go. I mean, it all came across very well on TV. Very, very well. So that was Clash. We can have a look at Sunburn. Yeah, let's have a look here. So this is... I mean, I know what you guys are like. You guys are very concerned when there's bad cases of sunburn. So I just want to say a big thank you to Ryan, who said that's some bad sunburn. And it is. It is. So that is Kayla Braxton, just showing off sunburn that she's suffered in Mexico. So I do want to take this opportunity just to obviously send our thoughts with Kayla. I hope she makes a speedy recovery, and I don't like to see this. I know you guys don't like to see this. I hope she gets better soon. I hope she gets better soon. I mean, that is pretty bad sunburn. That is going to really irritate. I don't know if you would use aloe vera or just, is after sun going to be enough? I don't know. I don't know. But there we go. That is our new sunburn folder. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for any more sunburn. Let's go WWE, shall we? There's a few bits in here. Oh, more than a few bits, actually. Cheeky. Oh, yeah, new tour. So WWE UK returns. So WWE returns to the UK and Ireland in October and November. October 13th, Cardiff, Wales. October 14th, Liverpool. October 15th, Newcastle. October 16th, Manchester. November 3rd, Dublin. I don't, have we actually got... I was going to know Northern Ireland, which sort of sucks. There's Dublin. Then November 4th, we got London. November 5th, we got Nottingham. And November 6th, we got Sheffield. No Belfast. No Birmingham. I mean, that Birmingham, I'm shocked. They almost always do Birmingham. I mean, it looks like they're boxing off the Midlands with Nottingham instead this time. So they've boxed off the South with London. And then everything else is kind of, you've got the Midlands, which is Nottingham, and then Sheffield's up north. Manchester's up north. Newcastle's up north. Liverpool's up north. Wales is represented with Cardiff. Ireland's represented with Dublin, but nothing for Northern Ireland. So it's, I mean, look, you can't really complain. That's 8 dates, which is pretty good. But yeah, I wish they were doing Birmingham. But people have said, are you going to go to that? I don't know. I could be tempted, but I have no idea which I would go to. Birmingham is the one I would always go to, and they're not doing it. So, racist. That's what they are. Birminghamist. That's what they are. So, yeah, big tour on the way. Now, can we be clear on this? I don't believe this. I don't think this is real, okay? But I thought it would be worth including because it's probably worth just talking about. A, in case it is real, right? And B, just to see how we feel about it anyway. So that's why I've included it. So he's got the whole world in his hands, said Money in the Bank leaked. We do tend to get these for like Royal Rumbles and WrestleManias and all that kind of stuff. But let's have a look. So Io against Lyra, against Dakota, against Kiana, against Naomi, against Tiffany, against Chelsea, against Blair. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 women. That feels like a lot. Is that more than usual? That feels like a lot. So Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Io, yeah, she should be in it. Lyra, yeah. Dakota, yeah. Kiana, I don't mind that. Naomi, she should be in it. Tiffany, yeah. Chelsea, that'd be fun. And Blair, I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind that at all, actually. I really don't mind that. I would be perfectly happy if that was the lineup. Who would we have win out of that? I feel like Tiffany feels like a good shout. Naomi as well. I think Naomi coming back, and Naomi's someone that seems to be struggling to win the championship. Whenever she gets a championship match, I always feel like she's going to fall short. So actually giving her Money in the Bank might just really help. And I don't think anyone would be down on Naomi having another world title run. So I wouldn't mind Naomi. I wouldn't mind Tiffany. Chelsea could be hilarious as well with it. Chelsea could be hilarious. Then we got Chad Gable with Otis, Maxine, and Akira Tozawa. So they're going to keep them together till July 6th. They're going to keep Alpha Academy together. Against Sami Zayn in a 30-minute Iron Man match. I would not mind that. 30-minute Iron Man match, Chad versus Sami. Wouldn't mind that. Then we've got Liv Morgan against Zelina Vega. Don't mind it. Not crazy about it. I think Zelina, she just doesn't wrestle that much. But she's got her following. She's a face and Liv's a heel. And we have seen a little summit between them the other day. So that could go that way in all fairness. Then an undisclosed segment. Then we've got Sami again. Against Finn, against Jey Uso, against Bron Breakker, against LA Knight, against Carmelo Hayes, against Randy Orton, against Solo Sikoa, which is a surprise. I wouldn't expect Solo to be in that. So, yeah, I mean, Solo being in with Jey Uso would be fun. LA Knight should be in it. Bron Breakker should be in it. Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso should be in it. I don't mind any of those. I would go Sami. I would love for Sami to win it. I think they go Jey Uso. And then apparently Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Championship. I mean, that would be a pretty fun match if Kevin was turning heel. That would be a pretty fun match. Even if he's face and you do face versus face. So, yeah, again, let's repeat. I don't believe this is the actual card that's been leaked. But what I'm going to say is, I really wouldn't mind if that is the card. I don't quite get how Sami does both, right? And I don't know how people would feel about Liv Zelina, but I wouldn't mind that card, you know. I think Kevin would be an interesting opponent for Cody. Cody would win, but should still be a good match. So very good. He's got the whole world in his hand. Shout out to you. Triple H says, congratulations to Andrade on capturing the WWE Speed Championship and ushering in the next chapter of WWE Speed. Now we just need to find his first challenger. So there we go. We know that Ricochet's going. Ricochet was the champ. Andrade gets that championship. And so he is now the Speed champion. Mark, shout out to you. Sportskeeda Wrestling reporting the return of WWE Bad Blood could take place in October to mark the anniversary of the first ever Hell in a Cell match between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. So apparently there's been creative pitches to bring that show back. That would be fun. I would like that. We haven't had Bad Blood. I don't even know when the last Bad Blood was, to be honest. That would be fun. Right, WrestleOps said the next big destination match right now for undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes appears to be Solo Sikoa. That according to Wrestling Observer newsletter. So apparently the next big match for Cody would be Solo. So don't know how you feel about that. Talal says, please tell me it ain't true. So it seems like Talal is not feeling it. There was a new trademark that's been filed, and I think it was Los Angel or Los Garza. Los Garza, I think it was. So it made me think of something to do with Angel. Los Garza. So new trademark. Don't know. I have to see how they use that. The Rock teases the biggest match of all time at WrestleMania 41. So let's go full screen on this. So there's a few bits here. So he was just talking about like how he needed to prove himself, how it's always you versus you. He needed to prove something to himself. And he said he just wanted to go the distance at WrestleMania. He said, I've never in my entire career felt more pressure or more heat to deliver than I have during this run. The idea came back, and what that means, being granted complete ownership of The Rock and that entire trademark and everything that goes with it, that's pressure. The pressure of pivoting on a storyline that had been brewing for 2 years quietly and privately. We always knew we had a mega match with Roman in our back pocket. To be able to deliver the way we did as a team, that was the most gratifying thing. We're on the 1 yard line to create the biggest WrestleMania of all time and the biggest match of all time at WrestleMania 41. I'll just leave it at that. Final boss style. So don't know what that means. So he says we're on the 1 yard line to creating the biggest WrestleMania of all time, biggest match of all time. But they're just constantly trying to outdo themselves, aren't they? It's so cool. Like, 40 was immense. And now they're already talking about 41. They're going to try and make it even bigger. I mean, what would that be? We know that he wants that match with Roman. But there's a few people thinking that it could be this. This could be the match. This could be it. Rock versus Cody. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, interesting comments there from The Rock. Jordan, shout out to you. Corey said, the announced team's recent hints on NXT seemingly directing at Joe Hendry and possibly Giulia were not improvisations from Vic Joseph. They were planned. So Giulia, we expect her to join NXT soon, of course. And we know that on Tuesday, there's going to be this Battle Royal, and there's going to be people from TNA in the Battle Royal. And I'm guessing Joe Hendry is going to be one of those people. I mean, it would be a surprise if he wasn't. It seems to be all TNA fans talk about is Joe Hendry. So I've got to think that he is going to be involved. Missy, shout out to you. Very simple, unseen, right? PW Chronicle said the majority of participants in the number one contenders 25-man battle royal next week were locked in on Tuesday. TNA talent is expected in the match, as well as several NXT talents. Wrestle Talk, Drew McIntyre said during the kickoff show that his wife is in emergency surgery. She won't make it to Clash at the Castle or watch him tomorrow. He says he's going to bring that title home for her. So, Walter J, shout out to you. Obviously, we wish her a very speedy and full recovery. Crispy Wrestling said, the moment I heard Yeet in the Bank and Money in the Yeet from Jay, I knew this post was coming. So, WrestleOps reporting what WrestleVotes reported, and that is all signs point to Jey Uso winning the 2024 Money in the Bank briefcase next month. And I agree. Everything is pointing towards him. I would love for it to be Sami, but I think we've been saying for a while now, Jey Uso feels like the person. And then Sportskeeda just reporting this from Bailey. Bailey said, I would love to do something like that. Marigolds, Rossi Agawa, I'm down. Let me know. I've wrestled a few times in Japan, but with WWE. I got invited to go to Japan right before I signed. I just couldn't do it. So she is down for going to Japan. Like, that would be so cool to have her go over to like one of those female promotions over there. That would be really, really fun. So Bailey is up for that. Ludwig Kaiser came out in the dart match in a Germany shirt and was throwing up a 3 because at that point Germany were 3-0 up against Scotland. What a goat. So here we've got footage of it. There he is pointing out at the fans, and is he going to throw up a 3 in a moment? So he's making his way. You can't quite make it out, but this is a dart match, of course. So there he is in the entranceway. He's in the ring. I want him to throw up the 3, and he's gets in the ring, stands up in the corner. I mean, to be honest, by the time he's actually got down to the ring, it might have already been like 4. They went on to lose 5-1, so God only knows what score it was. Here's Grayson laughing his head off. He had a Germany shirt on backstage. So it was 3-0 at one point. As we said, they went on to lose 5-1. Naomi, I see that hand. Okay, let's look at this. Look at Naomi holding on to the championship there. Right? Even Bailey has a quick little glance down. And look, Naomi eventually lets go. But Destiny says, Naomi, I see that hand. Very good. Cal, shout out to you. Trinity was inspired by a unicorn, and the reason for that is because the unicorn is actually Scotland's national animal. So there we go. I did wonder what this was, because this had fallen off, and it was lying in the entranceway. It turned out to be her tail. I didn't see, but she came out with like the unicorn horn. There she was before she made her way out. So she was dressed as a unicorn, because it is Scotland's national animal. I think they asked the Scots, what do you want your national animal to be? And they all decided unicorn. I mean, you've got to give them credit for that. Yes, it's true. So at the beginning of Chelsea's theme now, it says, or it has Samantha going, Chelsea Green, like that. They've added that to the start of her entrance. And Chelsea said, I'm a woman of the people. The people loved it, so we made it happen. So Fightful just reporting that. Very good. Cody said, a little teaser for fans watching back home tonight. So there we go. We've got the live and loud counter, which first time I've ever seen them do anything like that, like measure the actual decibels live on screen. You can tell that they were heavily influenced by what we got in France. So hopefully the Scottish fans can really do some damage to that tomorrow. And they also put this up as well. Watson, shout out to you. Said WWE love keeping track of the noise. So 60 is normal chatter, 80 is an alarm clock, 85 is a blender, 90 are hair dryers, 95 is power tools, 100 is lawnmowers, 105 is snowmobiles, 110 was backlash. There you go. That's so clever, isn't it? 110 was backlash, 120 are jet planes. I feel like it's a hell of a jump going from lawnmowers at 100 to jet planes at 120. But I love the fact they've got backlash there at 110. I mean, at what point is it not good for your ears? Doesn't matter. I'm not there, so it's not going to affect me. But, yeah, we need to break that 110. Need to bring it back to the UK, Scotland. Bring it back to the UK. Right, a couple of fun things here. Yeah, this was crazy. Look at this. Can you see anything there? What do you see? And here we go. Look, Randy Orton. Look at it. Isn't that amazing? That's not, I mean, like, I'm guessing. I don't know if that is a, like an AI image. But look at that. That's mental, isn't it? I wonder if it is. I wonder if it is AI. Like, create houses in a shape that looks like Randy Orton. Because that's just crazy. So that's from WrestleMania. And then this did the rounds. Night is WWE. The Undertaker laid up playing PS5 is not something I thought I would ever see. So there he is. Look, Undertaker playing the PlayStation. Not the position I get into when I'm playing video games, but God bless him. So Coach Co, shout out to you. So just a couple of things in the fun folder. And then we've got the other folder. Just a couple of things here as well. Now, I think at the time of recording this, we can have a look in a second. I don't think they've done this match. In fact, I still don't think they will have done this match. So there is an open challenge tonight. People are thinking it could be Natalya. It might not be. But yeah, Against All Odds is on TV tonight. The TNA show. Obviously, Jordynne came over to NXT. So who is going to go over? It could be Tatum Paxley. She seemed interested. It could be Natalya. There has been some back and forth online. But people are thinking that it could be WWE star. So Jordynne said, might be time for a change in scenery. Let me welcome someone to my home. Is there a reason? What have we got here? What is that? A-N-E? What have we got here? I don't know what are we spelling something out? Don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I feel like, is this some sort of hidden clue that we've got go. Why is the A, N, and E? Well, anyway, that is something to keep an eye on. We'll have a look as soon as we're done. We'll see if anything's gone down. And then this, Trinity said the Gwirls. So Samantha calls them Mark Henry's Angels. So there's Bianca. There is Samantha. There is Jade Cargill. So, right, let's go TNA against all odds. And let's just, I don't think we've got... Nah, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like we've done that match yet at the time of recording this. So, as much as I would love to tell you who it was, at this point, I don't even know myself. And to be honest, I think we could still be about an hour or so away from finding out. So, I didn't want to delay it just for that reason. So, we are still waiting to find out who is going to be facing Jordynne Grace. Who faces Jordynne Grace? We'll have to wait and find out. But there we go. That was today's Unseen. I hope you enjoyed this video. Really appreciate all of the support. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow doing Clash at the Castle. It's going to be a big stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, we don't know what we're getting from a Nightbird point of view, but we'll be here, whatever it is. We'll be starting early. We'll do all of the kickoff show. We'll do before that as well. And yeah, so much going on at the moment. Obviously, building towards the 17th. So, hope you're enjoying it. Hope my Scottish friends enjoy tomorrow if they're going. As we said, if not, we'll be here. And, yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. Appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.